Hello and welcome to another skills video for Excel 2019-365. Today we are working our way through the hands-on exercise at the end of Unit 1. We will begin with Part 2 of this exercise, Navigate within Workbooks. Step number 1 is to activate the client list worksheet. So up here in our Excel window, we will click once in the window to make it our active window, and then we will click the Client List tab to move to that tab. Our task is to find all instances of the text Bowling Green. We should find two instances at cells G1093 and G2163. In order to activate the Find function, we will move to the Home tab in the Editing group, and we will open the Find and Select dropdown. We will choose Find. Under Find What, we will type in Bowling Green. And we know we want to find them all, so we will choose the Find All button. And sure enough, the worksheet advances to the first instance of Bowling Green. Our little drop down here tells us that it is located at G1093. And if I select the next one, it will advance me to cell G2163, where Bowling Green also lives. So, done. Great. I will close that search window. Step number 3, find all instances of the text Sunset in red font and replace it with the text Sunset in black font. We would change a total of 4 cells if we do this correctly. So once again, I will navigate to the Home tab, over to the Editing group, and I will once again access the Find and Select dropdown. This time, however, I will access the Replace function to open up a window that looks like this one. Bear in mind, there are 2 tabs in this window, in this dialog box. I was previously on the Find tab, which is why Bowling Green is still populated here. If I delete it here and hop over to my Replace tab, it is also deleted here. So I want to find the word Sunset in red font. You'll notice there is no red font option here, so I need to activate my Options button to get a few more options. So I want to find Sunset, and I want to use my formatting button here to find it in red font. So I will click the big part of the Format button, and a dialog box will appear. There we go. The Find Format box has opened. I want to activate the Font tab, and under Color, I'll grab this drop down and I will choose under the standard colors, I will choose red. When I click OK, you will see that we now have a preview option here in red. We are looking for Sunset in red. We will replace red Sunset with Sunset, and once again we will choose the Format button. On the Font tab under Color, we will choose black, and we will say OK. So now you can see that we are looking for Sunset with red formatting, and we are going to replace it with Sunset in black formatting. I'm going to go ahead and say Replace All, and I have made 4 replacements. I will change a total of 4 cells, so I'm right on the money there. I can say OK, and I can say Close. Number 4 says, use the Go To tool to jump to the named range emails. As you may know, there are several ways to jump to specific areas of a spreadsheet or a workbook. But the instructions here specifically ask us to use the Go To tool. If the test asks you to use a specific method, you must use that method or risk not getting full points. So once again, on the Home tab, in the Editing group, we will activate the Find and Select option here, and we will choose Go To. The Go To automatically lists any named ranges or tables, and we want the emails range, so I will select that and click OK. So it jumps us right to the Import Data tab to this little collection of contact hyperlinks. So that's number 4 done. Number 5, in the named range emails, add a hyperlinked email address to the contents of cell E5. Here's cell E5, and we want that address to be torts@dreamhouse.org with the default subject of question. So I'm going to select cell E5. I will go to my Insert tab, to the Links group, and click the Links button. On the left side, the first thing I want to do is select email address. Under email address to enter, it's going to be T or T's at dreamhouse.org. And my subject will be question. T or T's at dreamhouse.org. Okay. So now I have an hyperlink here to an email address. In the named range emails, Doris Rivers' hyperlink is incorrect. Edit the hyperlink to the email address drivers@dreamhouse.org, and again, the default subject should be question. So I will mouse over Doris Rivers' email address, and I will right-click, and I will choose Edit Hyperlink. And you can see that this is accidentally going to C Rivers. D Rivers is listed down here, so I could just select it, or I could click here, backspace out the C, and add the D. It should be first initial, last name. I will say OK, and that step is done. So step number 7, change to the page layout view, and notice the email's named range will print on a second page. So I'll activate my Excel sheet here. I can get at my views in 2 different ways. If I want the page layout view, I can choose this shortcut down here, or I can go to the View tab, and in the Workbook Views group, I can choose the Page Layout command button. So I've changed to the Page Layout view. Notice that the email's named range will print on a second page. So here's page 1, and here's page 2. Sure enough, 2 pages. Change the worksheet margins to narrow and change the orientation to landscape. Both of those functions are on the Page Layout tab. We will come here to the Page Setup group, and under Margins, we will choose Narrow. And under Orientation, we will choose Landscape. So now we should be seeing everything on one page, which we do, so that helps. The next thing it wants us to do is switch to the page break view, and we want to force all of the import data sheet to print on one page. So there's one more place we can look here. Again, if I wanted to use the View tab and to see the page break preview, I could see that here, or I can come down to the status bar and choose the page break preview view here. Now you'll notice that page 1 is trying to break right here. So what it wants us to do when it says force all of the import data sheet to print on one page is we can just mouse over this blue page break indicator, click and hold, and drag until the address list is included on the page, and then release my click. When I do that, you can see page 1 now encompasses column E as well. So that was step 9. Step 10, return to the page layout view. Okay, page layout view is this one here. And add the following information in the sheet headers. When I scroll up in this view, you'll see I have a header and I have a footer area that I can play with now. So we want to add the following information in the sheet headers. In the left field, we want to type Dreamhouse Builders Cost Sheet. So left field, I'll click and I'll type Dreamhouse Builders Cost Sheet. Okay, I'll tab into the center field, or you could click. Add an online picture of your choice to serve as the Dreamhouse logo. Use the Format Picture command button to resize or format the picture so it fits neatly in the header. So once I'm here, I'm going to activate my Header and Footer Tools Design tab. It may not be activated by default. You may be on the Home tab or the Insert button, but you have the Header Footer Design Tools tab here. If you just click it, you'll activate it. I want to insert a picture. So here in the Header and Footer Elements group, I'm going to choose Picture. I'm going to search online for a picture. So I'm going to use this Bing image search. And I'm going to look for an image of a cartoon house because that might be fun. I'll hit Enter. And I will choose, I don't know, this little blue house. So I'll select the house and I'll click Insert. Notice the picture itself will not show in the header until you move into the next field. However, I have learned my lesson. I have done this a few times. Before I move out of this field, I'm going to choose the Format Picture button and just investigate how big this image is that I have downloaded. So as you can see, it is right now 7.5 inches high and similarly wide. That is way too big for a header. I'm going to bring this down to something like, I don't know, 0.4 inches for the height. And because this lock aspect ratio button is checked, the width is going to automatically adjust itself so that it is proportional to the height. It's not going to be distorted one way or the other. I'll go ahead and click OK. And then I'll tab into the next field and we'll get a look at how big my house image is. All right, 0.4 inches looks like it was pretty good. I'm going to keep it like that. In the right field, C, type the word page and then insert the page number. So I'll go ahead and type the word page and I'm going to put a space after it. And then under the Header and Footer Tools Design tab in the Header and Footer Elements, I'm going to click the page number button and that will insert the actual page number when it prints. So that's C. Number 11, navigate to the footer at the bottom of the sheet. I could just scroll down, or since my Header and Footer Tools Design tab is active, I can, in the navigation group, just click Go to Footer, and it will zip me down to the footer. So I've navigated to the footer. In the center field, so this one here, type the words as of space, and then click the current date to insert whatever date today is when I open the spreadsheet next. Now double click in any cell of the worksheet and you'll see the header and footer as they will print. So I'm going to come back up here and I accidentally collapsed my header and footer. I don't know if you saw that, but I moused over the white space where the header and footer lives right here. And if you click that, you'll actually collapse the white space at the top and bottom of your document like that. And then you won't see your header and footer. So this is what my header and footer will look like when I print. Nice. Return to the normal view. Normal view shortcut is here, or View tab, Normal View. The next chunk of our answer key will be formatting worksheets and workbooks. So I will pause here and start another video for ease of navigation. I hope that this was helpful and we will see you in answer key part 3.